Is they're very fast. They're so fast you can hear the wind whistling through their feathers and their stoops. So people ask me, why do I keep doing this? I've been doing this since I was pretty young, and it's just the amazing things that you see when you're working with wildlife. So she broke her leg just before I was flying her over the holidays, and just before New Year's Day, she was coming out of a 2,000-foot stoop chasing some pigeons, and the pigeons took cover in brush, like that high brush over there, and she got a little too aggressive and must have hit a brush or something. So she broke this leg right here, and if looking at her now, you'd never know it. She's had the splint off now for almost 3 weeks, and thank goodness for good surgeons. Now you'll watch her eat there, and she's eating a part of quail, and when she starts eating, she doesn't care if it's bones or not. She breaks right through them. Huh. Everything that you do in falconry, you've got to do with one hand, because your bird has the other hand pretty well used up. So we have to set up even our vests and things like that where you can do the snaps with one finger, one hand. So we'll see how close we can get. Like I say, she just breaks right through the bones when she's eating. And I guess you're all aware that whatever feathers they eat and bones they eat that don't digest, the next morning they'll have what's called a casting, and they'll regurgitate up that.
Is that similar to owl pellets?
Owl pellets, hawks, they're all birds of prey raptors. They do the same thing, yes. Okay. She had the splint on her leg for 5 weeks, and they just lose all their muscle during that period of time, because she had to stay confined no more than 3 foot high, and so she wouldn't re-injure her leg. And then for 2 weeks after that, so she's just barely getting back out again. And it's just a dangerous time of year to fly a bird that shows any weakness at all. If you're familiar with wild birds, they don't just kill anything. They normally go for what looks to be the weakest. And if she were out flying and she was weak, she'd be pretty vulnerable. And when she's about done eating there, she's only behaved when she's eating. I promise you, when the food is gone, she's a different bird. So.
How long do they live?
What is the purpose of that? You're going to put that headgear.
The hood is for her protection. That keeps her calm. Because when you're traveling in your car and things like that, they always want to be up high. Okay. You put this on and it controls them. And we'll see how well I can get it on her. They're usually a lot easier to put the hood on in the morning because they know that's when they're getting ready to go fly or get to eat. And afterwards, it's not the same. But in captivity, the larger the bird, the older they'll live to be. The smaller birds just don't live as long. But peregrines in captivity have been known over 20 years.
Wow. So how old is your bird?
Hold 1 second here.
Okay.
I gotta strike the braces here. That's not always easy. I have a friend in Colorado that actually, when he was going to strike the braces, the bird got its tongue with his beak. Not a fun thing. I'm sorry, what was that question you were going to ask?
How old is...
This bird here is a first-year bird. She was hatched last June.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a young bird. There's a number of us in town. I'm about the only one that I'm aware of on the south end of town. Most of the falconers live north where they have more open space. Yeah.
Thank you, Rick.
Okay, you guys gonna start your hike? All right. Well, thank you very much, and we'll talk to you later.
Thank you much.
You're welcome.